This is #NowSmoking Classic Edition with me, Gary Korb, your host from cigaradvisor.com, and famous smoke shop graphic designer John Spisak.
How you doing?
And we are smoking a real classic today, one of my all-time favorites. It is the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Sun Grown Epicure. This is a 6x56. This is a really nice, hefty cigar
Nice size.
with a beautiful Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper. It's Nicaraguan through and through. It's Nicaraguan puro. And let's take a look at it. The wrapper is beautiful. Sun-grown wrappers tend to have like sort of a dark Colorado look to them.
Nice and smooth.
It's got that reddish tint that I really like, and it's flawlessly, done. And, I mean, I can't even see the seams in the roll here.
No.
And the color is even. I love the band, the way it sets against the wrapper, and the cap is a nice triple cap.
It is
really
triple
beautifully
cap.
done. Yep. And
Is this soft pressed? Is that what this
it is box press, but it's kind of a soft box press.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not sharp like a Cuban or trunk press. Let's see. I'm getting kind of a little hay-like note.
Yeah,
which
a
is
little
normal.
hay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Oh wow, you know what? These are bourbon barrel aged.
Oh, they are.
All Nick's tobaccos are bourbon barrel aged.
Almost a little bit. I don't want to say wine, but leafy.
Yeah,
a little
I'm
bit,
getting-
something
you're
like
getting
that.
a
A
little
little bit.
like-
Yes, yeah.
Bourbony note.
Yeah,
on it? Yeah,
definitely.
It's really nice. All right, so let's do it up. I'm going to cut the cap, and cap always cuts really nicely on these. It's beautiful.
Good cut.
And let's see how it draws. Oh, it's perfect.
Nice draw.
Oh,
Get a little bit more of that hay.
yeah, and I'm getting a little bit of that barrel oaky
Yes,
barrel
yes.
note with a little bit of that bourbon. I don't know. It tastes like bourbon, but
No,
you can tell
yeah,
it's like
for a lot
barrel aged.
It's hard to explain, but almost a slight
Yeah.
alcohol note to it. You have
Something
a little,
you
yes.
have to really taste for yourself. All right, well, let's light them up. Speaking of Nick Perdomo and lighting cigars, he did a video for us on how to properly light a cigar. And it has more views, I think, than any other video we've ever done.
I am actually employing the Perdomo lighting
Yes,
technique
look at
right
that.
now.
I'm going around the edge, and
Yes.
then this is a triple flame, so I got to stay a little far away here, but
I always like to make sure it's nice and
Yeah.
completely lit. Take my time.
all right, let's see. Ooh. Sweet.
Almost a little raisiny, nice subtle sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, almost like a dried almond, like a raw almond flavor. Not overly sweet.
Really interesting. I'm interested to hear your comparison to the Robusto as we go along here, I normally smoke the Epicure. I don't think I've had a Robusto in a while, so be curious to hear.
I think this one
what you think.
starts off a little smoother, actually.
Really?
The other one
Okay.
took a little bit to open up and get to the flavors, a little raw at the end. But this one, right off the bat, is nice and smooth.
Well, I'm getting a really nice creamy smoke, and look at that. Look how it just travels right through the head of the cigar, and it's just really, really, really nice, as I expected. And this is one of the reasons it's a classic. First of all,
Yes.
it's been around a long time. I mean, it's 20th anniversary, and these came out a while ago, so they've been in business a long time, Perdomo. And we're going to talk a little bit about the company and the background on these cigars and stuff like that in our next segment. But I'm getting a little bit of pepper up front too.
Yeah. And it's definitely a full body.
Yeah, they advertise them on their site as medium full. We have it on Famous Smoke Shop as full.
Yeah,
and I guess it really is more full.
I tend to smoke full cigars.
You
and this
do,
one,
you like
this,
full.
This one seems to really, you get the hit. You get
Yeah.
the,
Well, anyway, we're off to a really good start, so let's see what happens as we get a little further into Act 1. All right, here we are in Act 1. I'm here with John Spisak. He's famous smoke shop graphic designer. We've had other graphic designers on too. We had Kevin Beck on,
yes,
your colleague.
good friend. Good
Yeah,
friend.
he's He was a real load, I can tell you. No, yeah, I'm kidding. I love Kevin. Anyway, we were smoking the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Sun Grown Epicure, and I just love this cigar. And we were talking during the break how much we really like the cigar.
It's delicious, yes.
And I've just never really had a bad one, you know. And I think that's why also why it's a classic.
Yes.
What flavors are you getting so far?
Like I said, like a slight, almost raw almond or almost raisin-ish again. Like you said, the bourbon. You get that. Maybe it's from the bourbon barrel, something like that. Almost like I said, not like a wine-esque, but like you said before, with the scent you get and the smell, you get a little bit of that. It's nice and creamy.
It's very creamy.
Subtle. It's not super sweet. Not really spicy. It's a nice, smooth, easy smoke.
It is. It really is. It's really enjoyable. That's one of the other reasons I like it. You can smoke it any time of day. Let's talk a little about the cigar. The one we are smoking is the Epicure. It is a 6x56, which is almost a 660.
Yeah.
You know, and Nick has made some very big cigars in the past too, and he still makes some 660s. The tobaccos are all Cuban seed, Nicaraguan grown. So the wrapper is a Nicaraguan Cuban seed, and I'm not sure really where it was grown. I know he does a lot of jalapa wrapper, which is a little sweeter, and I think maybe that's one of the secrets to this one. It's aged 8 years. The tobaccos are aged 8 years, and then they are fermented for 10 months in bourbon barrels. So that's why you're getting that little hint of bourbon. In fact, I just did a slight retrohale, and I'm getting a little bit of that barrel taste through the nose too, a little woody note. In 2014, Cigar Journal awarded the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar of the Year. All right, and it's had all kinds of rave reviews, and like I said, the wrappers are all, even the fillers are all aged like at least a minimum of 6 years, up to 8 years. And the company is family owned, just like Famous Smoke Shop, and it is completely vertically integrated. That means everything from planting the seeds, growing the tobacco, fermenting, aging, and boxing, getting it out the door. You know, they're just really fine company that way. And I've known Nick for a long time, and Arthur Kemper is the vice president of the company, great guy, are all really good people. Joe, who's one of their salespeople, travels with them a lot, does all the events. They're just a really wonderful company, and they have a lot of integrity, and that's what I like about them too. You know, and they really stand by their cigars. They don't come out with a lot of new stuff every year. You know, they pretty much are, you know, consistent in terms of the blends that they make. So you can. That's one of the things I like about them is that you can pretty much expect all their cigars to be pretty much, you know, consistent in that respect. I'm getting kind of a leathery note with some oak and that sweet spice that I like, and even a little bit of pepper. But it's interesting you pick up that almond note, because I have tasted almond in the past. I've reviewed these cigars several times over the years. Also, let's take a look at the packaging. It's a beautiful box. Like I said, all the boxes are painted and made at Perdomo's factory. It's a beautiful 20th anniversary thing there. It has this is I guess a shop talker, they call it, John, which is for the retail stores. It's beautifully presented, and it tells you here, Best Cigar of Nicaragua 2014. That was a Cigar Journal Award, and they just had the Trophy Awards. We just did an article about the Trophy Awards that they do every year. It's got a 93, it's got, you know, rated 92, a Cigar Aficionado, 90 Cigar Aficionado, not, you know, so these cigars really have quite a legacy on their own. And I like the Sun Grown. They are also made in Connecticut, and they are also made in a Maduro. And I like Nick's Maduro a lot. And I even like the Connecticut. I mean, well, they're good across the board, but the Sun Grown tends to be my favorite. And most of the people I've spoken to seem to like the Sun Grown too.
Like you said, it's kind of right in the middle, and it's got enough strength and flavor for fuller cigar smoker, but it's also not overpowering for. Yeah, it's just really nice. I mean, just a nice volume of smoke. And you know, it's one of these cigars too, if you take your time with it, just let it smoke itself, it's even going to be even better. You're going to get even more complexity and notes out of it. John, tell us a little bit about what you do.
you're a graphic designer.
Yes.
And how long have you been with Famous Smoke Shop?
Just over 10 years now.
10 years.
Yes,
That's a long time.
10 years. Yes.
Yes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does. And what do you work on mostly here?
We do a little bit of everything, which makes the job interesting. Because we work on web, print, the house brand packaging. So you get to really work on all the different disciplines of the graphic design, which is nice instead of just being working on one specific thing.
Right.
So
what is it when someone says, okay, we're coming out with a new brand of cigars, or Famous House Blend, for example.
Yes.
And they say, all right, this is how do you where do you start when it comes to in terms of packaging?
We usually start with a band and then build all the packaging out from there. But then yes, you want to base the design off of what you're doing off the band, and then so the box coincides with that. But you kind of want to see whether the company has an idea or if what the name is, what the story is behind it, and try and integrate that into it, and then you kind of just build the brand out from there. So it's one of the more fun things that we get to do.
Yeah, that's
you kind
cool.
of get to really create. Sometimes you get your drawing chops, refreshed and stuff. So
because some of these bands are so intricate.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous one here with the
I love their logo.
The little hologram silver in there, and it's nice.
Really? Yeah, and it's embossed. It's just real classy.
Yes, yes.
So what brands for Famous have you done?
I worked on Shadow King.
Right, that's AJ Fernandez, right?
Yes,
That's made for Famous Smoke Shop.
Yes,
okay, what else?
Exclusive. The Allure brand we have.
Allure, yeah, that's a wonderful cigar. It's also, that's actually Famous's oldest in-house brand.
Yeah, I got to breathe a little breath of fresh air into that one, and we just redid the Iron Horse.
And AJ does that too, right?
Yes, yes.
AJ does everything, but he doesn't do Perdomo, and we're glad about that, right? So anyway, how's it going so far with this? I'm retrohaling a little bit. Do you retrohale at all? Or?
Not too much. I've got a little bit of sinus thing going like yourself,
well,
so
I know about that.
Occasionally, but not a big retrohaler. I'm definitely getting some slightly different flavors at this point. A little bit leathery, a little bit earthier. It's coming. It's a little bit from the sweetness, but it's still I still am picking up some of those earlier ones I had. But
like the almonds and
yes. So it's kind of got a little bit more to the barrel aging comes through a little bit.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really so creamy and smooth. It almost defies description. It's just really, really delicious, and I'm really enjoying this a lot. And I haven't had one in a little while, so that's good sometimes. It's kind of like fresh again.
Like I said, I tried the Robusto, and
how's it comparing? I mean,
I think I like the Epicure a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more even flavor through it. But
are the flavors similar, or the Robusto, or
the Robusto started out it took a little bit to open up, but this one was right from the start. I got all the flavors, but that was the first I'd had of it, and this could be one I think getting into one of my everyday or go-to cigars. I mean, because they're reasonably priced too for a great cigar like this.
One thing about Perdomo, he's really kept his prices very, very realistic. They really got a great operation there. So anyway, Act 1 was really delicious. Let's see what happens in Act 2. All right, welcome back. We are in Act 2, and I guess I'm a little bit ahead of you. You're taking your time with this one,
usually,
like I suggested.
Yes,
usually, I'm
not. Usually I'm a quick smoker, but this one I'm taking my time and enjoying it.
And I really think that's great. And the ash is really nice. Look at that ash. Yeah. It's nice and firm. The burn is pretty good on mine. Yours is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything about the cigar is hitting all the marks.
My ash just fell off during break, but it was a nice solid one. Very good burn.
But I mean, I'm tapping this thing, and it takes a few taps to get that thing off of there. I'm almost at the band, but I'm getting a little more sweetness at this point. How about you?
Yes, I am too. Again, everything I think is coming together. I'm getting that barrel age and the slight sweetness I've had. Again, it's good consistent flavor. It's got the flavors maybe a little bit more intense, but it's very consistent. It hasn't changed too much for me, but which is good. I'm even getting a little bit of that almond note up here, and some of the pepperiness that was at the beginning is kind of faded. Yes. I still have some of that sweet spice and that nice oaky note, and you like beer, scotch? What do you like to drink when you drink? Beer. Also,
beer guy.
yeah, beer and vodkas.
Vodka, yeah, I like vodka too.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
so.
I was looking at the Perdomo website, and they suggest that you try bourbon or Scotch.
I could see that would make a lot of sense with this.
And I could see that. Also, a good rum. And our last video that I did with Kong, he seems to be a rum guy, and I like rum too. So this would be good with rum.
Yeah.
It might be a little too sweet if you have a sweet rum, though.
Yeah.
You kind of want, when you pair a cigar, you want to sort of balance it. You want to find that nice happy medium so the flavors complement each other. So I could definitely see this with, a Macallan, or even I like that Gentleman's Jack.
Yeah, that's good. That's good too. I'm
a Gentleman Jack, whatever they call it.
I'm a wild turkey guy myself,
Wild turkey,
actually. Yeah, I enjoy that.
That's sweet, though, isn't it?
No, not too sweet.
No?
It's got a nice drier taste to it,
Yeah.
and I'm not too into the Scotches. That's a little. I can try them and see what I like, but I'm no aficionado on it. But
I tried a Japanese Scotch.
Yeah.
A couple last week. Boy, was that good! I've never had a Japanese Scotch.
Yeah, well,
I've heard a lot of good things about them, and I can't remember the brand name, but man, that was really nice. I would definitely see this with a good bourbon, and if you're a wine person, maybe nice Cabernet, something like that, or a Pinot, some maybe like that. But I'm really enjoying this. Who would you say this cigar is for? If you had to recommend it.
I don't want to say everyone, but I would say almost anyone. It's not too out of the range for a new cigar smoker, but it's also complex enough and has enough going on that you're going to enjoy it if you know what you're smoking.
I think you're right. I think that if a new cigar smoker or someone who just wants to get into Nicaraguan blends, and this is a puro, this is a good way to go. And maybe they start with the Connecticut, and move to the Sun Grown, and maybe move to the Maduro. You know? Just try all three. They're all great. What do you like to do when you're smoking a cigar? Like when you're not here? Where do you
enjoy them mostly in the summer on a nice day outside. I mean, or like this would be a great one for its anniversary, any kind of special event, something like that. You're having a bachelor party or someone's birthday. I mean, really a special occasion. I just like to sit back and enjoy one. And
yeah, it's just really nice. It's still creamy. It's still consistent.
Yeah,
and
nice smoke.
It's got some nice complexities to it. I mean, I like the way the flavors kind of jump around. You know, like I'm even getting a little coffee note. You getting any of that?
Not really coffee yet for me, but you're a little bit ahead.
It is mostly woody. You know, according to the notes here, they say that the primary flavors are mostly oak and cedar, and I'm definitely getting that. You know, the finish is long. You know, it kind of lingers on the palate. I like that a lot.
It's a pleasant lingering though. It's not. Sometimes you'll get a cigar and it kind of have that bad aftertaste. This one it's subtle. It's subtle. It's a nice flavor you get.
Now I noticed you're drinking water.
Yes.
You normally drink water with a cigar?
If I was celebrating something, I would probably have a cocktail. But
right.
I wanted to have the water for today so I can kind of identify. Not have. Usually I'll still be drinking coffee at this point of the day, and but I wanted to make sure I got a clean taste of what was going on.
Yeah, and you know that's a really good thing. You know, I read many years ago in a cigar magazine. It was a question to the editor or something about what to pair with cigar stuff, and one of the editors answered the question saying that he liked to drink water with a cigar because he's able to taste more of the flavors. So maybe that's why we're getting some different notes. Maybe that's why I'm getting coffee.
A little bit more, That would probably add a little bit to it.
But I think there is a little bit of coffee note in here, and it's just so creamy. You know, so I know that the blend, they usually do blend fillers from those three farms, Esteli, Condega, and Jalapa, and I know they do a lot of Jalapa wrapper, and I did a really interesting 3-part series on Nick Perdomo for cigaradvisor.com, where we went through like the whole company, and I'd been to the factory. I was at their factory many years ago, and It's really well built. They use. I noticed that they use steel cutting boards.
Yes.
For their cigars instead of wood.
Okay, I was going to say, is that
a
little unusual? They use that?
Well, I guess in the old days they mostly had these wooden boards, but obviously the steel holds up longer and stuff. But the factory is really well done. And today they use all the state-of-the-art stuff. Like I think he has drones.
Oh wow!
Going over the field, and he's got like this amazing irrigation system, and everything is state-of-the-art. So he's always keeping up with the technology. And that's important too because it saves them money and time.
Yeah.
And that's passed on to the consumer. So that's always good.
Yeah.
Just really, really nice. I'm going to see how the retrohale is in this point. Let's see. Yeah, it's oaky. And
yeah.
It's not peppery at all.
No,
it's really
no.
creamy. You know, but this thing is just rolling right along really, really nicely. So let's see how it turns out in Act 3. All right, we are in Act 3 of the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Sun Grown Epicure. And this is a Toro size. Actually, it's like a big Toro. It's a 6 by 56. And this has just been fantastic. John, how are you doing now? You're still a little bit behind me.
Yeah, it's smoking very well, and like you said, it's a big size, but it's not overwhelming. I'm not a big ring gauge person or anything like that, but it smokes nice.
I like the wider sizes. 60 is like the most I'll go, and I don't even smoke too many of those. But I'm also wearing my official Perdomo shirt for today. Oh, come on. All right, so anyhow, what's the most challenging art project you've had to do here?
They've all got their different challenges, but I think when there were some FDA regulations coming in, we had to kind of put the pedal to the metal on some packaging, and that was pretty challenging to kind of not get artist block and just kind of start pumping through stuff. So that was pretty challenging.
As an artist, what do you have like let's say you're not at work, just like stuff when you just want to like doodle around. What do you like to do? Like to paint? Do you draw? What's your thing?
I would really like to get back into painting. It's just a matter of time with the kids. Now more often than not, I'm drawing with the kids. So that's most of the art to this extent. But I do have the setup ready to go. It's just a matter of getting there. But I do like to draw, and I would like to get back into painting. I did like that a lot. It's just been a while.
Yeah, I tried painting when I was younger, and I just couldn't get it. So I used to watch a lot of Bob Ross.
Yeah.
I still couldn't get it. But anyway, I'm getting this, and it is really, really nice.
Yes.
It's the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Edition, and of course they make 3 20th anniversaries. He likes to do this in 3s, Perdomo. They do always a Connecticut, a Sun Grown, and a Maduro. And it's all Nicaraguan tobaccos, except for the Connecticut, of course, which is usually Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian Connecticut?
And they're all really, really delicious. And this one is just really fine, even down here. It's got a little more strength.
Yes.
It's definitely more full-bodied at this point.
It definitely has a kick to it. And I'm getting a little bit more of that cedar you mentioned earlier now as I get
it's
further
definitely
down.
more woody. I'll give you that.
It's getting a little bit spicier. Not really peppery, but
anyway. This is one of the cigars I usually smoke down to like the last inch.
Yes.
You know, it's just that good all the way down. It doesn't get bitter. It's really well made too. I mean, look at that. It's not breaking up. I just think this is wonderful, and it really is a classic. Now, would you say this is humidor worthy?
Yes, I definitely would. I think I will picking up some for my humidor. I said I'd like to revisit this again. It was very good, and I can see this becoming a little bit more of a go-to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Really good.
And again, the price is right. I think these are the Toro, or the Epicure for that matter, is I guess it's under $10.
Yes, it's
around $10.
About $9 around
definitely
there.
Worth $10. I mean,
yes.
You're going to get a lot of smoke out of the cigar, a lot of enjoyment. I mean, I just think it's one of the best made cigars out there. And like I said, they don't really do a lot of new stuff at Perdomo, but the stuff they do is great. It's consistent.
Don't have to. It's consistent. It's desirable. So it's not broke. Don't fix it.
Well, I'm really digging this thing, and we're going to keep smoking this thing. But first I want to say that you can always buy Perdomo cigars at famous-smoke.com. We carry everything, including the 20th anniversary, of course. And remember to watch our videos on YouTube and follow us on cigaradvisor.com and follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, of course.
Yes.
And when you're on YouTube, if you like this video or you just like the subject, you know, if you like the cigar, whatever, make sure that you do subscribe and click that little bell so you'll get notifications whenever our fascinating videos are posted. And this has been the #NowSmoking Classic Edition. I'm Gary Korb, John Spisak. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Happy smokes.